Hey, today we're going to talk about non-scale victories. So what are non-scale victories? Well, they're observations or changes that you see in yourself or observe about yourself that have nothing to do with the number on the scale. So many times, that's how we base or judge our victories. We base it on that little number that's on the metal scale, and that is just not a great judge of how far you're coming on your food journey. So we want to look at those little victories that have nothing to do with the scale. So right now, I want you to try to think about some of your non-scale victories while starting on your whole food journey. So many times whenever we get ready to start a new program or maybe change the way that we're eating, maybe change some of our habits, the first thing we do is we want to jump on the scale and see what that scale says, because we think that that's an indicator and it's going to tell us how we're coming upon our food journey. Whether you're going through the 21-day sugar detox, maybe you're doing the whole 30, it doesn't matter. Whatever program that you're doing where there's a change in how you're eating or your eating habits, you feel like you need to judge by the number on the scale. And that is probably the worst thing to do, because whenever you jump on the scale, you don't know exactly what it's weighing. Maybe you've gained some muscle mass. Maybe you're retaining water that day. There's so many things that play into that little number on the scale. And what happens is it can deter you and it can disappoint you and it can hinder your progress because you're paying attention to a number on a scale that has nothing to do with what maybe your true progress is. So I want you to really sit and think about some of your non-scale victories and some of the ways that you think that you are feeling better or doing better that has nothing to do with the scale. Okay, so let's go over some of those observable and noticeable non-scale victories, because that is what is most important whenever you're working on your food journey. So let's talk about maybe physical appearance. Maybe your eyes are brighter, your skin is glowing, maybe the acne and rashes that you have dissipated, maybe there's no longer eczema, you're less bloated, less gas, your digestion is working better, maybe your sleep habits have changed, maybe you're sleeping much better, more deeply, your mood is enhanced. These are just a few of multiple things that are observable and changes that you can see and that you can feel within you that are victories. It has nothing to do with the scale. There are multiple victories that you can feel and see that have nothing to do with the scale. For non-scale victories includes maybe you have more energy. You get into your workouts and they're more consistent. You're able to get in there and work harder and you're feeling it. You're noticing that you have that energy. Those are non-scale victories, and those are things that you should really celebrate. Maybe you've noticed a difference and a change in your behavior with food. Like maybe you're not having those sugar cravings anymore. Or when you are, you have a small victory because you found other ways to work around the pantry, and maybe you're not running into the pantry to grab that snack every time you're thinking about it. Maybe you're going for a walk, maybe you're doing something else. That's a victory. If you're finding ways to curb sugar and carb cravings on your own, that's a victory. So I just really think it's important that you are paying more attention to these non-scale victories versus a scale, because you have to remember, when you get on a scale, all it's doing is it's just giving you a number, and we don't walk around with numbers on our forehead. No one sees that number unless you tell them what it is, but no one really pays attention to that. So please don't use a scale to judge how your body is feeling on your food journey, because that's just not a good indicator. Okay, lastly, I want to give you some tips on way to celebrate without using food. A lot of times we think, oh, if I accomplish this one task, like say if I win something, if I complete this paper, I'm going to go out for ice cream. if I complete this food challenge for 30 days, or if I complete this food challenge for 21 days, on that next day, I am going to celebrate with cake and ice cream. Okay, no, let's look for other ways to celebrate. Let's look at things like, what do you enjoy? Like, a lot of people enjoy massages. Maybe you could purchase a new book that you've been looking at, a new pair of shoes, maybe some earrings, maybe some skis. Maybe you are a biker and you're going to purchase a new bike. Those are little things that you can do for yourself to celebrate yourself, to see how far you've come on your food journey. There's no reason to celebrate with food and things that you may have learned that make you feel bad whenever you eat them. And that's kind of what your whole food journey is you're learning ways around eating the foods that are triggering for you, or the foods that maybe make you feel bad. So let's look at those ways that we can celebrate without food. Think of something that you'd like to have, maybe save up for it during those times, and that can be your goal. Your goal is a massage. Your goal is a new book, new pair of shoes. Your goal is to whatever your favorite thing is. But I want you to think about it that way.